this is orange. And I feel like it doesn't really matter what the contents are, it's as long as it's orange.
If you drive any vehicle other than a Toyota or a Honda, you are an idiot.
Did you want to replace your air filter today?
No, sir. I just came for a basic oil change. Put my filter back.
Don't buy a used car, at least not until you see what's really going on under the hood. Because the truth is, most people absolutely wreck their cars without even realizing it. They skip out on oil changes, run engines low on coolant, ignore warning lights for months, and then trade it in or sell it to the next unlucky buyer. Mechanics see this every single day. Engines full of sludge, transmissions on their last legs, cars running on borrowed time, and from the outside, these cars look perfectly fine. Clean paint, nice interior, but inside, it's a ticking time bomb. In this video, we're diving into the shocking things mechanics are finding in cars every single day, and why so many used cars on the market are one step away from a breakdown. I'll also tell you which brands and engines tend to survive neglect, and which ones don't stand a chance. Now let me know what you're driving down in the comments section below, and how it's kept up. Otherwise, let's get right into today's episode.
Put my filter back, sir.
Did
Yes,
you want
sir.
to replace your air filter today?
No, sir. I just came for a basic oil change.
Okay.
Okay. Put my filter back.
Oh.
Are you sure? It looks like it hasn't been changed in like 50 years.
I don't care. I just want a basic oil change. Now put my filter back.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
He actually seems like he's trying to look out for the customer. That is like such a sweet, genuine guy. At least so he seems, that he's actually looking out for her best interest. That filter was extremely dirty and definitely did need to be changed. But here we go again, not taking care of our cars. It's interesting because a lot of these like lube shops, you know, the quick oil change places, it is part of their kind of sales tactic where they look around, they poke around in places that you didn't ask them for, and they might actually find stuff that does need to be worked on. But they've gotten such a bad reputation because some of them, some bad mechanics, or some, I'd say like these small little, you know, Jiffy Lube shops have built a reputation on either scamming women, taking advantage of women, or just taking advantage of people that don't know any better about their cars. They can figure it out very quickly whether you know or don't know stuff about cars, and then they'll just try adding on all these service fees. And now people just have this kind of natural defense to decline anything when some things do actually need to get worked on. Anywho, I wanted to read a couple of comments from previous car videos we've made on the channel. If you guys want to get featured in the next episode, then definitely make sure to drop your car stories down in the comment section below, or tell me what you think about used cars versus new cars, what to avoid, what you like, what you don't like. This is exactly what I've been saying for years. I see so many people treating their relatively new cars like crap and then just junking it or selling it for very cheap once it develops some catastrophic mechanical issue that they can't afford to fix. And then they complain that that said car was a bad car, even if it was a perfectly good Toyota or Honda. I've driven the same Volkswagen Golf for over 20 years, and I've never had any real problems with it. Yeah, it's not flashy, and it doesn't have the newest tech, but it is reliable and fun to drive, and that's all I could ever want from a car, and I don't need to impress anyone. Regular preventative maintenance, quality replacement parts, and good driving habits can go a long way to ensure a car runs good for years and years. I 100% agree. And time again, what I see, people do not take care of their cars. They wait typically until it's too late. They wait until something actually breaks down. They wait until the car can no longer drive before they take any action. They don't replace brake pads until they literally lose all pressure in their brakes, and then it costs a heck of a lot more money to fix. They don't change their oil every 5,000 miles. They'll wait till 10, 12, 15, until the car tells them that they have low oil pressure and they need to add oil, and then they still don't even do an oil change. They just pour in a little bit and then keep on going. It's crazy. And then, yeah, the car blows up on them, and then they blame, oh, Hondas are terrible cars. Oh, Toyotas are terrible cars. Mazdas are terrible cars.
So for some reason, my car ran out of the windshield wiper fluid. So I saw someone do this before. I saw someone like add some orange shit to the windshield wiper fluid thing, and I don't know what they used, but this is orange, and I feel like
No way.
it doesn't really matter what the contents are. It's, as long as it's orange, it'll like, you know, like if you dye your
We already know where this is going. We already know.
hair and you want to get the blonde out, you balance it with purple dye. So I think if you like want to wash your windshield, you just need something orange. So I'm gonna put orange in the windshield wiper. It's annoying because not having a boyfriend, I have to do shit like this on my own. It took me a second to figure out how to pop the trunk.
Trunk? The hood?
I got it. Ew.
So boyfriends are expected to do all this work. We're calling it a trunk, and we're pouring crush soda in our windshield wiper fluid reservoir. What could possibly go wrong?
Now I just have to figure out where this liquid goes. I'm guessing it goes in this thing.
At least she got that right.
Okay, bet. Okay. Oh shit.
I can't believe this. This is so dumb.
See, I would prefer to not have to do things like that on my own, but I can. You know, I'm not like a bird brain. I can still handle my own.
Not a bird
without
brain.
A man. Even though I'm still waiting for my pistol.
Not a bird brain. Nope. Not at all. I don't understand. I mean, I understand why she saw orange because, you know, windshield wiper fluid does come in different colors. They do have orange, purple, green, blue. I'm sure there's other one, yellow maybe. I don't know. But come on. How can we be this low IQ? And the sad thing is, there's how is she even allowed to drive at this point? I don't know. Maybe I'm taking it a little too far. But there's lots of people on the road that do this. And I don't know how they've managed to get this far along. If we're going to be making, you know, decisions like this, I could only imagine when it comes to really important decisions what we're doing. You're telling me that you walked into a gas station, passed the windshield wiper fluid to get orange soda instead. Pretty much. Mind you, she can vote. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Now I don't feel as bad for saying low IQ because she's voting and she's doing stuff like this. Never been taught it. I mean, I'm surprised she found where to put the windshield wiper fluid in and then decided to put some random stuff in. Perfect example of lights are on and nobody's home. Yeah. You just fed your car soda and thought that was correct. Like that was a good decision to do.
If you drive any vehicle other than a Toyota or a Honda, you are an idiot. Toyota RAV4, rated #1 vehicle in the United States. You drive down the road, you see Hyundais, they are garbage.
A Hyundai.
You see Jeep, those are absolute trash.
Agreed.
You see Volvo, What else? Chrysler, I've had a few, absolute garbage.
Yep.
Nissan,
Stellantis.
absolute trash.
Yep.
Ford trucks are pretty good.
Older ones.
Everything else, garbage.
Pretty much.
Chevy, garbage. GMC, garbage. Mercedes, garbage. BMW, garbage. I'll say it louder for the people in the back. If you don't drive a Toyota or you don't drive a Honda, you're dumb. We have a Honda Civic. My Toyota RAV4 is a 2015 with 162,000 miles in it. 162,500 miles. Doesn't burn a drop of oil. Doesn't tick, doesn't rattle. All I've ever done is put brakes and rotors and tires on it. Nothing else. No belts, no timing chains, no nothing. Think about it. If you drive a BMW or you drive a Mercedes-Benz. I used to have a Mercedes. It was kind of cool. But you don't drive a Mercedes because you like the vehicle. You drive a Mercedes-Benz because it likes how it makes you look. You think it makes you look cool.
That's most
But it makes you
people.
look like a turd, honestly. My Mercedes-Benz was a piece of junk. First ignition went. Then the heater went. Try driving a car in the winter with no fucking heat. So stick to Toyota, stick to Honda. Be smart. Don't be a dummy.
He's got a lot of valid points, and I'm going to try to add on to that. When it comes to buying a used car, because I get asked this a lot of times on the channel. If you guys haven't seen my previous videos on how new cars are absolutely horrible, highly recommend you check that out. We talk lots and lots and lots about what kind of car to buy, whether new or used. We go both ways, but generally speaking, and I'm going to try to answer this because I get asked all the time, what used car should I buy? You want to stick with like Honda, Toyota, and Mazda. Generally speaking, Japanese cars were meant and still are meant to be reliable and to get you from A to B without all the bells and whistles and not to get you there like flooring it. When you start adding, other goals, you see, that's the thing. Mercedes, BMW, Audi, their goal is not so much A to B. I mean, it's A to B, but to get you there as like fast as possible. And when you add performance to it, you reduce reliability. There's a trade-off with everything. So for Mercedes, these European cars, for the most part, you start adding turbos, you start adding, dual injection systems, and lots of other things that help with performance at the cost of reliability. That's the trade-off. Then throw in the fact that the parts are very expensive for whatever reason. I would say, it's because it's out of the country. But then again, you got Toyota parts too, and they're much cheaper, and they're also out of the country. So I don't know why that is, but they are also much more expensive to maintain when things do decide to break. Now, obviously, every car brand has their issues and kinks. Some Toyotas, like the Tundras and stuff, do have more issues than others. But generally speaking, those are the used cars you want to stick with, as they have a much greater tolerance for neglect than like Mercedes German cars that are much more fine-tuned and have much smaller tolerances and are much more prone to disaster if you neglect them. When I bought my new Mini Cooper, I joined a mini Facebook group, and they told me to change the oil every 5,000 miles instead of 10,000 miles like the owner's manual suggests. Always use 91 octane or higher and follow my owner's maintenance schedule, and I will have a reliable car. I was told I should still expect to need new engine mounts, that's not too bad, around 80 to 100,000 miles, and to expect one day my sunroof will fail to close after I open it. If you want to know about a car, ask those who own them. They will tell you what the common problems are. Yeah, this is a good comment because there's a couple things we can get into here. Joining a Facebook group prior to purchasing whatever car you're going to get, you can learn a lot, whether it's a new car or used car. Typically, if it's an older car, there's been tons of people that have already kind of driven them and know what fails at what intervals and what mileage. So you will know what to expect when you eventually hit those mileage intervals, and you can make a decision whether you want that car or not, because all cars have problems. It's just some are harder, easier to repair, some are cheaper, blah, 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 blah. Now, the other thing he talked about was changing oil at 5K instead of 10K. And what's crazy is the new Mazda Toyota Frankenstein car that I bought, the Mazda CX-50 Hybrid, they also recommend 10K. Toyota recommends 10,000 mile oil change intervals. It's horrible. It's actually terrible. I don't know if it's in other countries, but it is here, and that's not good at all. I think it's because for emissions or to show cost of ownership in the long term to be cheaper, but it's a terrible idea to do that. And, lots of people say, instead of 10K, do 5K. And I agree. I always do 5K. But that makes me think if their interests aren't aligned with mine, which is on reliability, and they're chasing, cost or warranty or more profit, whatever it is, then how do we feel, you mechanics out there, about their other maintenance intervals? Transmission, coolant, things like that. Are we going to follow their 40K transmission services, or are we going to do 20K? That is a question I don't have the answer to, and I'm asking on you guys. Just a girl who needed new brakes and ended up getting quoted $1,800.
These rotors are not machinable. The calipers are sticking. Come on this way. Destroyed. Caliper's no good.
Yeah, that's bad.
Better to metal.
Oh my god, look at the brake pad! Did you guys see the brake pad? Oh my god.
Its frame is twisted. Its door slammed.
These are really bad too. They're worn out. Rotors are badly pitted. They're recommending the whole 9 yards because these are not going to push back. He's trying to push it, and they're so rusted that they won't push back far enough for new pads to go on. So new rotors, new calipers, new pads, front and rear, all 4 wheels.
You can hear it in his voice.
Estimate of what?
Got the price inside. Be careful.
Okay, I'm not doing that today though. So he can like start putting my stuff back on and lowering my car. Cause I've been here since 12.
Nope, that car should be held. That car is not fit to be on the road.
Normally,
if I don't have the money, guess what? I can't pay it. So
you can't.
All right, so
that car should not be on the road.
There we go.
At all.
What's the estimate price for that?
It's not cheap. About $1,800.
Yeah, no.
That's,
how long did it take them to
sounds about right.
How long did it take them to put it back together and put it back down?
Gotta see where they're at. Give me a little bit.
Okay.
She's filming this like she's in the right.
$2,000.
Did you guys see the brake pad falling out? See, here's the crazy part. Had she have not neglected this car, it probably would have just been a couple $100. You know, had she have not waited to the last possible moment. Actually, we're well past that. Had she have replaced her brakes on time, she probably would have been fine. She probably wouldn't have needed, you know, a whole new set of calipers on the front and the back. But people will wait until it's too late and then complain about it. Now, the fact that they are letting that car back out on the road is insane. Because, yeah, I get that you don't have the money for it, whatever. But now you are endangering everyone else on the road. Kids, me. So I don't know what to tell you. This is crazy. And when it comes to buying used cars, you really have to know what you're doing. So if you're going to buy a used car, if you're going to buy it from a dealership or a private dealership, make sure they're warrantying it for at least 2 or 3 months, under their own. And if they're not offering that, I probably wouldn't buy it. Maybe even at the bare minimum, a month to make sure that it's okay. And while you're at it, prior to purchasing it, I would bring it to an independent mechanic that you trust. Ask a friend, who they go to, and have them do a pre-purchase inspection. Put it on a lift, take a good look around it, make sure everything's been kept up and well maintained. Because even if it costs you $100, $200 up front and you don't buy the car, well, that could be saving you several thousands down the road had you have bought it, without getting it inspected. Just like a house. Imagine buying a house without an inspection. You're crazy. My high school offered an automobile repair class, as well as wood shop, metal shop, architectural drafting, carpentry, electrical, agricultural mechanics, and small engine repair, all of which I took. What? I think the only thing I had in my college was robotics. We didn't get any of that. And I would have been very much interested in doing all of that stuff. And they're constantly phasing all this out. I doubt they're even offering it now because it's too dangerous for the students.
So I'm just going to be honest. Maintaining a car is for the birds, okay?
What does that mean?
I just went in for an oil change. And let me tell you what they told me that I needed and how much it costs. Are you ready for this? I need 4 new tires.
Okay.
Which costs $1,055.92. I need to replace my...
That's $250 a tire each, which is fairly reasonable for maybe newer cars or SUVs. Smaller cars, maybe $150 to $200, again, depending on where you go.
Brakes and my back brakes, that each of them are $450. And then I also need... Oh, that's for the pads and the rotors.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's about $900 for all that. And then my lower arm, my arm control for $2,500. Y'all need, at
That's
this point,
a lot of money.
This is costing $6,000. What? I just want an oil change. Give me the car back. I know I need the brakes. I am going to get the brakes. But $6,000? Thank God I'm eating these $5 meals from Chipotle because your girl
is procrastinating.
What? I hate it here. I do. I need a new car at this point. Just throw the whole car out.
I also highly recommend shopping around because you'd be surprised how many different answers you will get from every single mechanic. Some are more conservative, some are more focused on safety, some will replace everything, and some don't care. I mean, you have to really ask several people, form your own opinion, or if you have a mechanic you've been constantly going to and you trust them and you trust their word for making the right decision for what fits your needs, then you can do that. Lexus technician here. Manufacturer recommends $10,000 on synthetic oil, but you'll start to burn oil around 150 to 200,000 miles. I recommend $4,000 for naturally aspirated engines and $3,000 for turbocharged engines. Wow. Okay. I mean, not that I disagree with what he's saying, because what he is recommending is certainly going to do no harm. Maybe it's a little bit much, but yeah, I'd say around 4,000 to 5,000 miles, naturally aspirated engines, full synthetic, that's fine. 3K on turbocharged, I think is a bit excessive unless you are driving it. If you are spirited driving your turboed engine, then I would agree, because you're heating that oil up more with the turbo, and that is going to cause the oil to degrade more. And then, yeah, you're going to need it replaced earlier. So I think it really depends on your driving habits here. But my question to this Lexus technician, if you're watching, or the other mechanics out there, so if the manufacturer is recommending 10K and you're saying to do 4, what about all the other fluids in the car? Brake fluid, they recommend 3 to 4 years. Are we doing that in half? Transmission fluid, 30 to 40K. We doing that in half? Coolant, 100K recommended. Are we doing 50? Oh, also, before we go any further, some of you guys were commenting that you didn't realize you weren't subscribed to the channel and you thought you were, which does happen. I do get it. It's the way the algorithm is working. It's putting me on your feed even if you haven't subscribed, but you've watched the videos because they think you like it. So just make sure to check and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel if you aren't already. All this does is help me know that you guys like to see videos like this and that I should keep making more videos like this. We are so close to hitting 100,000 subscribers, and once we do, I'm going to be doing a very large giveaway, like several $100s, just to give back to you guys. So if it's not too much to ask, just give it a quick tap down below.
Are Hondas still cheaper to maintain than most brands?
Yes, absolutely. Honda is one of the most cost-effective cars to repair and maintain and keep on the road for 2 significant reasons. One is obviously parts. Parts are going to be a little bit more readily available. Right. We have a lot of parts that transfer from generation to generation, car to car, so it's not like this one specific thing fits this one specific model like how a lot of cars do. They transfer throughout all their vehicles, so supply and demand creates naturally a lower cost on the part. And because of how Hondas are engineered and designed, it's significantly easier to repair. And so, even the hard repairs on a Honda take significantly less time than other vehicles. And so because of that, your labor cost on it is going to be lower too. So you have a lower parts cost, lower labor cost, and they're already super reliable cars. It's really rare for a Honda to truly break down. When you do have significant things going on, they're still pretty inexpensive. It's all a win-win situation. And so I would definitely make the argument Hondas are still reliable, but also great to maintain and very cost effective too.
So I didn't even think about that, but that makes total sense. So compared to BMW, Audi, Mercedes, parts probably aren't interchangeable unless it's like specifically on the same engine. And even then, I think there's going to be some, it probably won't be interchangeable with other cars. And that's, I think, a big part of this. So with Hondas and Mazdas and Toyotas, their parts work on probably all of their vehicles for the most part. A dealer who said that oil can last 10,000 miles is right. And it is true. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. But The oil has already degraded. The reason they say this is that it will last until warranty runs out and your engine will die soon after. Here in Australia, I had a Ford Falcon, never even heard of that I used for my handyman business. I kept up with the maintenance myself and the odometer stopped working at 1.5 million kilometers. What? I would say it lasted another 100,000 after that, but when I sold it, it no longer had enough compression to even get up on a car trailer. I had a great run, and no other car has come close. They don't make them like they used to. It was an Aussie made 1980 XD Falcon. Wow. Yeah, it really tells you to take care of your stuff, and it will take care of you. It's pretty simple.
You know what I hate? Slimy car dealership people who are trying to convince me that I need to get things done to my car that I do not need. This woman told me I need a brake fluid change. And I said, when am I supposed to get that? She said every 2 years or 30,000 miles. I said, well, my car has 21,000 miles on it. So can I wait? I've had the car for 4 years. To which she said I should have definitely already had a brake fluid change. Can the car guys please tap in? Because what the fuck?
That's funny because people that buy new cars, I mean, she's saying every 2 years, which is crazy, or 30,000 miles. I've heard 3 years or 30,000 miles, but these people that, buy new cars or buy leases thinking that they don't have to put any work to maintain them and stuff. Well, 2 years later, which is still under your warranty, they're going to suggest maintenance stuff, tires, brakes, brake fluid, and you're going to have to pay even more on top of that. Most people don't realize that. I've owned several used vehicles and do all the work on them myself. Everything from oil changes to complete suspension rebuilds, I do in my garage. Investing a couple grand in tools over the years and spending a weekend doing some work saved me thousands. I am the same exact way. For example, on my 05 Chevy truck, I recently had to replace the control arm due to bushings being worn. Took like 6 hours over the weekend to replace a $50 part. It occurred to me that I had similar work done at a shop a while ago when I just didn't have the time to fix it myself. And after digging through the glove box, I found the receipt. The shop charged me almost $700 for the same kind of repair in the other wheel well. If you have the means, please invest some time and money into general auto repair knowledge. You don't need to go as far as getting engine hoists and hydraulic presses, but some simple tools and basic knowledge will save you a lot of money. I 100% agree. You guys don't realize how easy some of this stuff is. And even for women and men, the confidence boost you will get from figuring this out yourself, it is such a huge accomplishment. There's like nothing like it. Maybe find someone to shadow you that has done stuff like that before. I'm sure you can find someone or make friends with someone that can do that. Oil changes, brakes, and some of the other basic maintenance stuff you should be able to do yourself.
Hey Troy, what car brand has so many issues it basically pays your rent?
In the transmission world, Nissan CVTs.
True.
Hey Matthew, what car brand has so many issues it basically pays your rent?
Well, there's a few common ones, but I also have to go with Nissan. They are just seem to be the worst of the bunch.
Hey Renee, what car brand basically has so many issues it pays your rent?
If I had to pick, there'd be two of them. One is the Nissans with the CVTs, and the other one is Dodge pickup trucks. They seem to fail a lot.
Hey Evan, what car brand has so many issues it basically pays your rent?
Well, it's probably Dodge. We do a lot of Dodge trucks and Dodge Caravans.
Hey Dan, what vehicle brand has so many issues it could potentially pay your rent?
All the Ford vehicles.
Okay, there you go. And I would throw Jeep and Chrysler in there as well. But guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. Hopefully, the few things you take away is learn how to work on your cars yourself. Be careful buying used. If you're going to buy used, stick with those three brands, Mazda, Toyota, Honda. And then if you're going to buy one of those used, go get the car pre-purchase inspected. And if you have the money and the means, I would look for a 2 to 3 year old car, possibly off lease, maybe 30,000, 40,000 miles or less. And now we're in the ballpark of, okay, not enough neglect has been done to really ruin this car because it's still under the factory warranty. And if things break, not only would the previous owner have handled that, but you should still have about 1 year to 2 years left on that warranty in case things do decide to go wrong. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. If you haven't already, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe. And if you haven't seen my video on why new cars are absolutely horrible in 2025, definitely make sure to check it out right after this. Peace.